Hello and welcome back to the Gen 10 station. I know it's been a long time since I've done a casual video like this where I just talk about games, but I want to get back into it again. And I had a really good idea for a video the other day, and I thought that would be a great place to start. Now, I was playing a game that made me think about different series who have spanned decades and consoles, just have been with us forever. This first game is not one of them, more or less, but it has the story behind it. These other games are more along that subject. Now, there are some games that I believe have been great the whole time. There are games that I'll talk about that may have fell off the cliff once or twice in their life. But this one has only been around for 2 iterations, and I'm going to show you the second one first. That's Mirror's Edge Catalyst. I was playing this, and yeah, this game hasn't been around for that long. Yeah, this game maybe isn't that big of a deal to a lot of people's eyes, but for me, what makes that game so special is more about the first one. Now, this game has a story behind it for me, probably not for anybody else. Back, whatever, that was 2007, I think, is when I got my PS3. And it was the first system. I got a nice paying job finally, where I could buy an expensive system, because it used to take me years to save up for systems. And I got the PS3, and I didn't have a ton of money left, so I had to rent a game. And this is not it. I played Assassin's Creed 1, because it was the only one that existed at the time, and I played through a good chunk of it, and I returned it, of course, because, you can only rent it for so long. And I went to go actually buy the first game that I could get for the system. And in the meantime, I had finished the game at a friend's house. He showed me the ending, so I was kind of like, I won't finish the game on my own. Let's try something new. And this is what I came up with. Now, I can't remember if I saw videos about this, or if somebody showed me this. Maybe my friend had that. Probably. Don't remember. That's been over 10 years now. But this turned out to be a great game. For anybody who has not played Mirror's Edge, start with this one if you have a PS3. This one is good, but I think this one's better. It's kind of like the way I think of Portal. The first Portal game was, in my opinion, seemed like a tech demo that got put in the orange box. Yeah, on PC it was separate, but to me it felt like a tech demo. This doesn't, it's not a tech demo in the fact that there's not a lot going on and it doesn't have a good story. It's more focused on the gameplay. This one, there's a lot of stuff in there. I'd say what I call filler or stretchers, but there's a lot of more active online involvement, I guess you can say. It's still a good game, but this one I think is just a little bit better. Of course, I played through this back in the day. I'm almost at the end of this one, and I think they're both great. Now, yeah, these haven't been around a long time, which kind of gets away from the point of what I was thinking. Games that have been around forever. And you think of, like, what series have been around. You think of, there's Mario, there's Sonic, there's, all kinds of the big icons. And some of them, like Mario, I only have this copy where it's the Mario Duck Hunt combination, but you get the idea. They've been around forever. And yeah, I know this wasn't his first game. There was Donkey Kong, there was Mario Brothers, all that kind of stuff. But this is the first, what we see Mario as today. This was the first of those games, and it spanned all the way to Mario Odyssey. And this game is as good. It's hard to compare, if not better, than the original. And it's, they're still great. Some people can argue that certain Mario games over the years maybe weren't the best. I had a friend that didn't like the Galaxy games. I didn't like Sunshine for the controls, while some people, liked it a lot. I didn't hate it, but you have to admit, deep down, you always thought that Mario controls would be a little slippery. It's just truth. I know you can get used to it, but when you come from playing something else, and then you go to Mario, and it's always been the same. Every 3D Mario has had the same controls since Mario 64. And I've never hated a Mario game because of it, but I can rank them and how I liked them because of it. And Mario Sunshine, I thought, had a little bit slippier controls than even 64. This one, sometimes I'll find I'm having the same thing where the inertia, it was, you may not expect the inertia to be as probably realistic as it is, and you end up falling off cliff. But I'm not going to knock it for it. I still love all the Mario games. I have every main series. I think the only one I don't have is the one on CDI. Or two on CDI? Hotel Mario, that's the one I know I don't have. Other than that, there's been other series, ones not from just Nintendo. I personally love the Tekken games. And here's the first one in the giant box edition that they were doing for the PS1 when it started, kind of like how the Saturn had giant boxes. Whoever thought this was a good idea for CDs was crazy. Because, I mean, this thing's barely held together. This is so much weight on this hinge. I had to glue this years ago when I was a kid because it fell apart. And here's all the wonderful insides to this mega-sized box. And when I was a kid and I saw this, I was like, what the heck is going on here? And because I was used to regular CD cases, I must have missed when they came out like this. But regardless of that, they're all the way up to number 7. And most of them, really good. Most of them. You gotta keep that in mind. I loved 1, was good. I mean, had to get the bugs out of it. 2 was my favorite. 3, people like better than 2, but I like 2 better than 3. Started getting really good. 4 was good. Some people didn't like that one for whatever reason. 5 was good. I didn't like 6. They did a thing right around when they were making 6, and the one for PSP, it was like this as well. All the characters are unlocked from the beginning. My favorite thing about Tekken is I used to take this one or 2, not so much 3, but especially this and 2, and I would just replay unlocking all the characters in a day. I just keep doing that over and over. I delete my save after the end of the day and just start over and unlock all the characters again. They took that away. Now, with this one, in a way, it's getting back to the way it used to be. It's still not quite the same. You still have most of the characters unlocked, but there's an actual story to this game. I can get over the fact that all the characters are unlocked if there was a true story. The story modes in 6 kind of it wasn't the best. This is like a cinematic. Makes sense. This one's good. I enjoyed 7. It's got the new thing. Everybody's about nostalgia. This plays back. You get flashbacks from previous games, and it's really good. If you haven't played a Tekken in a long time, this is where to get back into it. Now, there are other series that haven't quite done so well, I'd say. Sonic the Hedgehog is one of them. I didn't bother digging out all the bad ones because I have quite a few of them. I don't have the newest ones. I don't have, Sonic Forces. I didn't get that because I heard it wasn't that great, so I was like, I'll maybe get it when it's in the bargain bin. But you gotta think, like, Sonic was good until it went 3D. And as much as people like Sonic Adventure was good, but it was glitchy. And if you don't remember it being glitchy, you haven't played it in a long time because it is glitchy. But, early 3D games, you can get over that. But it's never stopped. Sonic 06 was a mess. Shadow the Hedgehog was a little bit less of a mess, but Hedgehog with the machine gun, it was alright when I was younger, but now I look at it and it's like, no, this was a bad idea. Sonic, let's see, all the ones in the Wii era, like the Sonic, the Black Knight, or it becomes the werewolf, Sonic and the Black Knight, I don't know. Just stuff like that. A lot of that stuff was a little bit odd. There was the one on the Wii U that was practically Mario Galaxy. It's just Sonic in 3D. You fall off the edge a lot. It's a little weird. I don't think I like Sonic in 3D. But there are other games that have been around forever that, besides Mario, there are other things that have survived. One of my favorites, Donkey Kong Country. Now, they made 3 of these back in the day. And they were my favorite games on the Super Nintendo, probably of all time. In fact, I consider this my favorite game of all time right here. And they went years after Rare got bought by Microsoft, which is a story for itself. and I never thought we were ever going to see them again. And then at one E3, all of a sudden you hear the Donkey Kong Country music playing, and they announced Donkey Kong Country Returns. I was going to buy this no matter what. I already had a Wii, but if I didn't, I would have bought 5, because there was no way I wasn't going to play this. I don't pre-order a lot of games, but I pre-ordered this, even though it wasn't going to be hard to find, but I didn't want to take a chance. I usually don't buy games brand new either, and I bought this day one just because I'd waited so long. The last Country game was from '96. This was, what was this one? 2010? It's 14 years. And yeah, I know we had Donkey Kong 64, we had kind of a dark era on the GameCube, you know, Jungle Beat was the bongo one, what was it, Donkey Konga? I have the drums, because they were 99 cents at GameStop when they were trying to get rid of them, and they got Jungle Beat, but I still don't own a single Donkey Konga, and if I don't ever, I don't care. But I mean, they haven't stopped at that one. They made another one on the Wii U, and as I made videos about, Wii U is my favorite system of, it was my favorite system of the modern generation until the Switch. And it's, you know, people think about it in the sense that most people want a modern system because of the online stuff and all the big AAA, but it's like most of those games, I don't find it really that fun. You know, I don't care about Call of Duty, I don't really care about Assassin's Creed anymore, but I love Nintendo games. So I was playing all the Nintendo stuff for the longest time, and I mean now, you know, I do own PS4, as you obviously saw, on an Xbox One, but I still like the Switch better, you know. The Wii U was good. My first Wii U was right about there on that shelf, dead in a heap. So that kind of took it a notch down for me, but you know, it is what it is. No system's perfect, but I still enjoyed them. So, you know, there are a lot of other series, you know, this one that have had some good games and some bad games throughout their life. I know we are getting Mega Man 11. I do own, in some fashion, all the numbered ones except for 7 and 8. I do have 1 through 6 either on the NES or in a collection. I have 9 and 10 on my PS3, so I'm definitely going to get 11. You know, I like Mega Man. He's not one of my top favorites, you know, that's why I didn't bring him over, but you know, there's a lot of series like this, and what are some that, if anybody watches this, what are the ones that you think have survived the years? You know, Crash Bandicoot's coming back. They had a big dip for the longest time. A lot of the games that, when they went multi-platform, started getting a little okay. You know, they took a break, now they're coming back, hopefully for the best. Spyro the Dragon is getting a remaster, and hopefully they make some good ones of them, because that's a series that a lot of the later ones I didn't even bother with, except the ones in the Game Boy Advance, which proved to be actually pretty good. So, let me know what you think, you know, whether it's racing, you know, Gran Turismo's been around forever, Forza's been around forever at this point. Technically, they just make them every year, so it feels like it. So let me know what you think. What games have survived and what games have not. And I'll see you next time.